Solar was the first Zerg player to put on a performance in the 2022 GSL Super Tournament 2 quarterfinals. His opponent would be Gumio, who was willing to lay it all on the line for Super Tournament progression. Game 1's map of Tropical Sacrifice saw both players focus on tech rather than deploying early game rushes or advantages. Hellions hightailed their way into Solar's expansion, but were quickly disposed of before they posed a threat. Any advantage the Zerg player had was lost, along with a small swarm of Mutalisks. Cyclones punctured Solar's flyers out of the sky. With swarm hosts in the backline, Solar began his assault of Gumio's high ground. Thors and siege tanks ripped through the Zerg player's front line, forcing Solar to retreat. Slightly winning the war of trades, Solar's Roach, Ravager, Corruptor and Swarm Host composition prevented Gumio from farming the northernmost base. Gumio created a mighty defense, pushing out the game minute by minute. In the end, Solar's army numbers and resource count was far too superior. Gumio conceded. Loading into Map 2's Data C, Gumio's proxy barracks was narrowly scouted by a roaming overlord, but the Terran player was committed to the early rush. Drones foiled the play as expected. In a fit of disappointment, Gumio tapped out of the 1-minute 28-second game. The obscure win marked Solar's second point on the board. One more match is all he needed to progress to the semi-finals. Risky plays would need to be kept to a minimum on Game 3's map of Waterfall. After taking out a convoy of Hellions, Solar attempted a counter-attack at the foot of Gumio's expansion. Widow Mines shredded his roaches, leaving Solar with minimal numbers when breaching the high ground. With a large bio-based army, Gumio was determined to take down Solar's southeastern hatchery. As Baneling numbers grew, the task proved too difficult for the Terran player. After many attempts, Gumio found his prize. Solar's economy and resource count was stretched thin when defending his side of the map. Infantry wave after wave was weakening Solar. Eventually his brood fell under immense pressure.
Oftentimes in games like this, we'll see the Zerg able to extend the creep away as the Terran is focusing on one base, but in this game, Solar was not able to do that.
Micro here.
Yeah. Wow.
GG.
Swinging the momentum entirely, Gumio found his first win. He would need to keep up that same game-winning pressure in the series' fourth game on the map of Moondance.
You know, let's finish this.
A small horde of Zerglings put a hold on Gumio's barracks production. The Terran player had to pull SCVs off his mineral lines in order to contain the early threat. Gumio was causing heavy disruptions with several drops across Solar's mineral lines. But the Zerg player always had options when it came to forcing the Terran infantry out of his base. With a battle cruiser under his command, Gumio stepped up his harassment game as drones and a queen fell to the might of the aerial behemoth. Knowing that a counter-attack was imminent, Gumio moved what Marines he had to his fourth command center. Mules and SCVs were taken down hard and fast alongside the majority of the Terran players' biocomp. With Corruptors in play, Medivacs and battle cruisers were in a heap of trouble. With split forces, Gumio was doing his best to prevent additional hatcheries. Rich in resources and unit count, Solar bombarded his opponent with endless waves of Zerglings and Banelings, while his Corruptors took down the roaming battle cruisers. Gumio was losing numbers by the second.
Now, this is a big moment here, because I was talking about this earlier. If Solar gets his opportunity, he might be able to do the damage he needs to do. He's taken out the battle cruisers. Terran supply has suddenly been cut in half. And, oh, gee, that's it. I can't even finish the closing remarks there. Like,
Solar had done it. Under the pressure of endless hordes, Gumio was removed from the Super Tournament. The Zerg star progressed through to the next round, eagerly awaiting his showdown with Björn.
Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to keep up to date with the amazing esport content from around the gaming globe. Only on Unbeaten Esports.